这个故事如果你听起来不累，那么你的英语能力在美国日常生活是完全够用的。要持续提升英文，记得点击订阅按钮。我们开始吧。
You say the real McCoy to mean the genuine article. But the man behind the phrase? His story is almost too incredible to be true. Elijah McCoy was born in 1843. His parents escaped slavery via the Underground Railroad, finally finding freedom in Canada. They risked everything for a future they believed in. That belief was poured into their son. As a boy, Elijah was fascinated by how things worked. He'd take apart machinery and put it back together just to understand the mechanics. His talent was undeniable. So his parents, despite the immense challenges, scrimped and saved. They sent him all the way to Scotland to become a mechanical engineer. This was a monumental act of faith. A black man in the 19th century becoming an engineer? Most people wouldn't have dreamed it was possible. He returned to the U.S. with a top-notch education and a head full of ideas. But reality hit hard. The only job he could get with the Michigan Central Railroad was as a fireman. It was back-breaking labor. His job was to shovel coal into the train's engine and oil its moving parts. This was the dirty, dangerous work that kept the country running. Every few hours, the trains had to stop. Workers would climb all over the hot, steaming metal, manually oiling the bearings and axles. It was inefficient. It caused massive wear and tear. And it was a huge fire risk. Elijah saw this problem up close, day after day. He knew there had to be a better way. In his small, cramped workshop at night, a revolution was brewing. He wasn't just a laborer. He was an inventor solving a real-world problem. After months of trial and error, he created it, a lubricating cup. It was elegantly simple. A small metal cup, fed by a steady drip of oil, directly to the precise point where metal moved against metal. No more stopping the train. No more wasted time. It was a masterpiece of practical engineering. He received U.S. Patent No. 129, 843 in 1872. The railroad industry was transformed. His device made trains faster, safer, and vastly more profitable. And this is where the legend begins. Elijah's invention was so superior that everyone tried to copy it. But the imitations were junk. They clogged up, they broke, they failed spectacularly. So railroad engineers, who depended on reliable machinery, became very specific. They wouldn't accept a cheap knockoff. They'd walk up to a new train and ask, "Is this fitted with the real McCoy system?" They needed the quality. They needed the original. The phrase stuck. It became a shorthand for authenticity in a world of fakes. But Elijah's story doesn't end there. This was just his first act. He faced relentless prejudice. Many companies wanted his invention but not his name. They wanted to buy the patents outright, for a pittance, to avoid crediting a black inventor. He refused. He endured, patenting improvement after improvement. He eventually held over 50 patents. One of the most dramatic moments came later in his life. He had started his own company, the Elijah McCoy Manufacturing Company. A massive steel mill was having constant breakdowns with their counterfeit lubricators. The owner, frustrated, sought out the inventor himself. Elijah, now an elderly man, arrived. The owner, perhaps expecting a different figure, looked him over and said, "I need this fixed. But I only want the real McCoy." Elijah reportedly smiled and said, "Then you've come to the right place." He personally oversaw the installation. The mill ran smoother than it ever had. The phrase was no longer just about a product, it was about the man. His unwavering integrity had become his brand. So the next time you use that phrase, remember Elijah McCoy. His life pushes us to ask a tough question. In our own lives, where are we accepting the imitation? Are we chasing the quick, easy copy of success someone else designed? Or are we building something genuine, from the ground up, with our own hands and minds? His legacy isn't just a clever device. It's the powerful idea that true value, the real McCoy, comes from perseverance, integrity, and the courage to be the authentic article in a world full of copies. Don't just say the words. Live them.
你太棒了，你学完了全部内容，你离英语自由又近了一步。下个视频见。